For the first time ever in the HARC Pro Series, 46 cars take to the grid here at the Waltham Speedway in Massachusetts, and leading that 46-car field, William Duncan in the 83. A standing start begins the race. Cars 83 and 84 on the outside line, 4 wide for the race lead. Allie Nelson looking low in the 96. Can the Denali get it done? She's riding the apron. She's going to have to be careful. She doesn't want to end up spinning it. Oh, she's in the grass. Such a close battle up front, but Nick Pericles is going to get away with it in the wheel chill number 84 to the outside line. Duncan going to slot in second. There's Justin Carter in the Welch's machine. He's up near the front as well. Huge gaggle of cars on this start as they jockey for position on this half road course, half super speedway is what I can describe this as. It's a very unique looking racetrack with a lot of unique features. Pericles is the race leader. He's on a bit of a hot streak in HARC. He's had a lot of good performances, especially in race 2 of a given weekend. Here he's in race 1, but right now he's P1 on the racetrack. William Duncan still trying to follow him as Mark Nutt and Benoit Lethaire-Irvine jostling for position right behind them. That's a battle for third place. But Nick Pericles having a great effort today. He's been fairly solid for most of the year. Tire down on the 26 of PJ Williams. The Denny's Ford is going to head down pit lane, and that's going to put a damper on his day. He's going to have to try and work his way up through the field. It will be a similar situation to Watkins Glen, but he's got a more uphill battle. Car number 14, Aiden Shepard. Last time that he's going to be in the Tim Hortons colors this year, switching paint schemes this year. Alex Rowe gets into the wall. He collects Tommy Turbo in the number 3, and more cars make contact down the straightaway. This was all on lap number 3. See what else happened here. So the 55 of AJ Green was the one who got into the back of the 14. He gets loose, collides with Matt McIntyre, and Eugene DeMax making contact as well. 3 of them all having issues. Green and DeMax would go out of the race. It was a short day for those 2 drivers. That wasn't the only issue on track. Eli Bright, one of several drivers making a one-off attempt this week. He's going to get into the back of the 43 of Max Anderson. He gets turned around. Jeffrey Finguy is going to get collected in it as well. Anderson not having a good day at the start, but Karma would strike car number 11 fairly quickly. The lap afterward, car number 11, while battling with Matt Engelram in the 47, would lose a motor. And Eli Bright's short career in HARC would be over very quickly. He'd limp that number 11 machine back to pit road. He would be the 3rd car out, done for today. Not going to finish in that top 42. So a lot of these drivers were hoping that they don't end up being in those last 4 spots. Cody Smart in the 22 makes his HARC return. He ran last year in the HARC US Tour. Got 1 pole at Oswego, but had a pretty lackluster year other than that. Had a lot of issues that year, and he's going to have an issue right now. It looks like he's got a tire down on that number 22 Storm Brewing machine. He will have to pull that car down pit road early on. I'm not sure if he made some contact with someone or hit some debris from that big stack up, but he's good job saving that car. Almost spun it around in the corner. He will limp it back to pit road, get that tire changed, and try and recover some spots. Car number 78, celebrated English archer Mark Nutt, making a pass underneath. There's Jake Baskinger in second. He worked his way up to the front. Lap car of Aiden Shepard is going to pose a problem for the leaders. Pericles gets a little loose on the inside line. Here comes Mark Nutt for the race lead. The Chevy versus the Ford. And here comes Joki Lethinen in the 666 right behind them. International battle. Driver from the United States, an Englishman, and a Finnish driver. 1, 2, and 3, side-by-side battle. Mark Nutt to the outside of Nick Pericles. Can he get it done? Trying to work that momentum to the outside line, but the 84's down low. Jake Baskinger is going to give a little bit of draft to the 666. That's going to give them the edge they need to get by Pericles. Mark Nutt out front in the Hahn Chevy. Great battle up near the front. And this track has the side-by-side action of a super speedway and that classic road racing left and right. That wouldn't be all for this battle for the lead. 3 wide going in the turn number 1. Soon afterward, Joki Lethinen in the 666 trying to get by on the inside line. It is a scramble for the lead. More cars up here. There's Hartono in the 24. Hankins in the 7, Williams in the 17, Michaels is in the mix as well. Baskinger is going to go underneath all of them, steal the race lead away. He's going to try and hold off that 24 machine as they are just side by side going through this course. Just look at the elevation changes here at this racetrack. Baskinger would get it done for a brief while, but Joki Lessinen was not done. He would go and challenge yet again on lap number 11. Going to the inside line, which will go in front of the number 10. Small pack forming up near the front, but here comes Nick Pericles. He's got a strong car, and he was quick in practice earlier today. Pericles is going to go down low for the race lead. Joshua Michaels, we haven't talked about him a lot this year, but he's up near the front as well. He could make something happen today. The pack up near the front is getting bigger and bigger as more drivers try and battle for the race lead. Lap traffic. Couple laps later, there's Finguy and Anderson. I hope they're playing nice back there. I know Finguy's probably a little bit hot under the collar about Anderson getting into Anderson, but that was not of Anderson's doing, of course. So they're just trying to survive in this race. Two cars with a lot of damage. These leaders are going to have to try and sift through both of them. They're not making it easy. They're running everywhere on the track. Is that 3 wide for the race lead? It sure is. As car number 84 looking for that preferred line down low. I believe Anderson's still hanging in there, trying to stand the lead lap. Now, it's not really going to help him too much if he stays ahead of these guys, because there's no cautions here. So it's not like he can get a quick caution and get back on the lead lap. Doesn't have to worry about it. Mark Nutt almost got the lead going into the corner, but here comes the 84 of Pericles. He's going to gun past him. This was a hard-fought battle for the race lead this lap. As you can see, the front pack has gotten a bit of a gap over the rest of the field. It's a bit of a absence of drivers in between them. That wasn't the only battle. These guys are just going at it out front. More lap traffic in the form of Matt McIntyre. Baskinger's going to send the 58 car up the track a little bit, get him loose. That'll slow down Pericles. Baskinger will take the race lead in car number 10, the Napa machine. That's the second paint scheme for Napa they ran this year. Decided to run the more American one. They were originally running the one for Napa Canada. So decided, to get a little bit more of an Americanized scheme on that car. Baskinger would lead for a couple laps. Car number 84, Nick Pericles, drafting up to the back of him. He's got quite the run. I think Pericles is the car to beat today. He's been the fastest out on the racetrack. You can see this big gaggle of cars up front. A lot of solid competitors there. Pericles actually dropped back to 7th place when Baskinger got by him. It took about a lap, but he worked his way back up to the front. He now leads. Mark Nutt trying to get to the inside line. Denzel Williams with a power play moves all the way up to 3rd place with a little bit of help from Hartono and one of the one-off drivers of King Hart. Side-by-side battle going through this downhill section. Pericles to the inside line. Nutt trying to get a little bit of momentum to the high side, but I think Denzel Williams is going to throw him off a little bit in the number 17. And that's going to allow Nick Pericles to steal the race lead back. Pit stops would occur around lap 19. The leaders would stay out, but some of those drivers that were a little bit further behind would end up coming down pit road. And just to show you how big the gap is between the leaders and the rest of the field, those guys up front are really working hard. There are your drivers that are pitting. These guys trying to gamble a little bit, maybe gain some track position by pitting early. A little bit of an incident on pit road. The 09 car just goes a little bit too quickly into his pit stall, makes contact with the 404 of Wes Jones. They would drop the jack in that 404 and have a lot of damage. They'd spend several laps on pit road. But here come the race leader. Watch out, Tommy Turbo almost gets into your race leader. Everyone would come down on lap number 20, the halfway point for this event. No one tried to stretch it any further than that. So we know these drivers will be good to the end on fuel when they pit now. Here comes everyone going down track. Some of the lap cars stayed out, or drivers who have already pitted for crash damage. Justin Carter having a great day today, running up in the 5th place position. Had a bit of a slow stop, dropped all the way back to the 20s, but that would not be the end of his troubles, as car number 85 would lose a motor. Very quickly afterward, he'd be the 4th car out of this race, and this is major championship implications for Justin Carter, as he needs these good runs to be consistent if he wants to have a shot at the title at the end of the year. He'll have to try and work extra hard now to regain this lost ground from today. He will not finish in the top 42 even. Nick Pericles had an amazing pit stop. They gained a huge lead on the rest of the field. He's all by himself. However, that comes with a caveat. Because he's out there by himself, the rest of the pack can maybe gun past him. They can get a draft line going. Pericles, though, trying to hang on for the moment, maybe see if he can catch some lap traffic to maybe draft off of and keep this big gap ahead of the field. However, that would not be the case. Baskinger, Williams, Kinghart, and a couple others in a small draft group are going to work their way back up to Pericles. Bit of a train is forming, and car number 10, Jake Baskinger, the biggest pain in Nick Pericles' side today, is going to steal the race lead away with a little help from Denzel Williams and Richard Kinghart in the 75 RedneckJunk.com machine. That car has been running very well all day. He's currently the highest placing of the drivers that are running this as a one-off event. Car 17, Denzel Williams, decides he wants to go for the lead himself. And he's got a little bit of help out there. That's PJ Williams in the 26. That's his brother and teammate. He's going to see if that lap car of Denzel Williams will maybe help a brother out. And maybe help block some of these guys behind him. Denzel Williams in the 17 will lead the lap. Here comes Baskinger down to the low line. Whoa! PJ Williams gets a little loose going into turn 1. Almost gets into his brother. That could have been catastrophic for that team. Car number 10 looking down low. Car number 84 is going to get by as well. The 75 of Richard Kinghart is going to go by for third. Losing a lot of ground, Denzel Williams. We mentioned Richard Kinghart, rookie. First ever HARC career start. Oh, look at that jostling as they go down the front straightaway. Baskinger in the lead. Kinghart giving the 84 a little bit of a draft, but not too much, because he wants to get that draft from the 17 and the 26. Kinghart is going to look low in that orange number 75. He's going to take the race lead here at Waltham. Car number 75 out front. He's got the 00 of Campbell beat by a hefty margin on the racetrack. There are 4 one-off drivers in this particular event. There's 2 more in the other event, if I'm not mistaken. Car number 75 would lead the lap, but they would go 3 wide going into turn number 1. Nick Pericles in the 84 down to the inside line. That's the preferred lane. But the 17's got help from his brother. A little bit of a draft line. The 84 car is going to shove the 17 up so that it breaks the draft line. The 84 gets the advantage there. Baskinger down low underneath the 26 going to steal second place back from Denzel Williams in the 17. There's Mark Hankins in the 7. Haven't talked about him too much. He's up there as well, trying to make something happen in this top group of cars. Pericles would lead for a little bit. Baskinger going back at it. It's been a dogfight between these two. These two seem to be the 2 strongest cars on the racetrack, but who's going to get the better of the other? Baskinger beats him to the line as we close in on about 10 laps to go. Kinghart still in the mix. So is Williams. So are a few other drivers behind him like Michaels and Hankins, but the pack up front is very short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lead lap cars and a lapped car. All battling, swapping positions out near the front as Michaels making a diving pass for third underneath Richard Kinghart. Baskinger holds on to the lead. Pericles drops all the way back to 6th place in that corner. Williams trying to make something happen. We go a little bit further back. There is a huge gap between the top 6 and the rest of the field. But Robert Piet in car number 82 finds himself 8th. We have not talked about him much this year. In fact, we didn't talk about him much the year he won the championship last season. That's because Robert Piet flies really low under the radar. Does not really make a big deal of things. He just tries to get the best finish he can at the end of the race weekend and get as many points as possible. Now, this has not been the best year so far for Piet, but if he can keep up a run like this and finish solidly in the top 10, he might have something for them. Also, Fred Flintstone in the F1 started dead last. He's now up into the top 10. We'll have to watch what the Flintstone Flyer can do. Pass for the lead as Denzel Williams out of Florida in the Buffalo Wild Wings Chrysler is going to go to the race lead. This is on lap number 32. Lap traffic in the form of Cody Smart. They'll have to watch out for him. Cody Smart, no ties in this series to any other team, so he's a bit of a wild card. He may help some of the Fords over there. Or maybe help the 17, since even though the 17 is a Chrysler, he's got a teammate who's a Ford. Split manufacturer team, the Williams brothers. Car number 10, Jake Basinger, is going to steal the race lead back underneath Denzel Williams. Richard Kinghart still up there. Michael's in the 04. We lost Mark Hankins. He dropped back. Just lost that draft line. He's going to plummet through the field. Car number 10 of Jake Basinger finding lap traffic. Cody Smart and Jeffrey Finguy almost get together. Basinger almost, his heart must have stopped for a brief second there. Finguy is going to get past with relative ease, though PJ Williams having a hard time getting by that lap car. Pericles still lingering back in about the 4th place position. Kinghart starting to lose that draft line. He doesn't want to end up like Hankins and lose that draft. Car number 10 getting a push from Williams underneath car number 22. These two have broken away through lap traffic, seeing if they can maybe hold off the drivers behind them. As car number 10 still trying to hold off the 17. Williams trying to dog him a bit. His brother right behind him. This could be an absolute wild card for the finish. As look at this, draft line around the outside line. The Williams brothers working together. Denzel surges ahead, but Basinger still has that preferred line down low. Williams trying everything he can to help his brother Denzel get to the race lead. Can he get it done? Watch out, boys. Pericles has gotten around the lap cars. He's back up to 3rd. He's ready to challenge for this thing. Side-by-side battle, and I think that 3-car group on the inside line is going to make it happen. It's 3 Fords and a Chrysler out front. Basinger on the inside line nudges him out to the line. That extra car, that lap car of Cody Smart made all the difference there as the Williams continue their tandem, trying to get up there. Michaels and Kinghart tandem drafting as well to try and catch up to these guys. Basinger and Pericles move out to the race lead. The number 10 trying to hold him off, but Pericles right on his back bumper. He's basically touching. Almost there. Trying to look low. Can he get it done? The line is open as the 84 machine tries to sneak past car number 10. The 10 car, though, is going to have the preferred line going into this turn. He's going to get by him. And that was a good corner for car number 10. He's going to pull away a little bit from the 84 Pericles. Good job by Basinger to try and hang on to this one. Pericles will start to catch back up. Cody Smart still hanging in there. How about Richard Kinghart? Back up to 3rd. He's trying to find a draft line. The Williams brothers have dropped back a little bit. They pushed it too much. Whoa, 3-wide battle out front. 2 lead lap cars, 1 lapped car. Smart really hanging in with these guys. The only reason he's back here is because of those tire woes, putting him away from the rest of the pack. Here comes Kinghart down low. He's going to look for the lead. Pericles took it. Now Kinghart looking for it. Trying to get it done. There's the Williams brothers back up to this main pack. Smart, Pericles. How about Basinger? Finds a line open. Sneaks in underneath. Finds that open door and steals the race lead away. As now PJ Williams gets by. Smart up to the outside. Makes a little contact with the wall. Williams will have to shuffle in for 3rd place. Car number 38. Sorry, the car number 10 of Basinger. It's got car number 26 of PJ Williams. Lap traffic in the form of Max Anderson. They're going to split him. Basinger, good job out there. But Pericles trying to get there. He gets held up by Max Anderson. He's going to lose some ground on the outside line. He's sandwiched between 2 lap cars. Basinger is going to drive away a little bit. The Williams brothers back in tandem. Can Basinger hold on to it? Lap 38 out of 40. Time is running out for these drivers. Can any of these drivers make a last-ditch effort to get up to the front? As we see, cars drafting behind them. Car number 26 of Williams. He is the lap car. He's not the driver that's really worrying the 10. It's that 17 of Denzel Williams. As you can see, the rest of the field is starting to lose them all. As the 43 of Max Anderson really shook things up near the front of the pack. Basinger and Williams seem to be the 2 cars that are going to be able to win this race. However, Basinger is outnumbered. There is team support for car number 17. coming to the line. Just 1 lap to go. These 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the group. Can Baskinger win it? PJ Williams starting to gain too much ground on his brother. I think the 26 car is going to try and maybe hold up the number 10. See if he can maybe hold him up there and allow Denzel Williams to catch up. However, he's got to be careful. If he spins that number 10 machine, that could be an encumbered win for his brother. He doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want any penalties for the team. He just wants to be a little bit of a nuisance to car number 10. But what is this? More lap traffic. Mitchell Carter, car number 80. It's been a bad race for the Carter brothers, as Mitchell close to going a lap down. How will this affect the race leader? PJ Williams is dogging the number 10, trying to get by. I think ironically though, it seems to be speeding the 10 up. The 17 has not been able to pick up any ground. Going through this section of the course, they get a little squirrely going through that corner. Baskinger trying to hang on to this one. Lap car in front of him, lap car behind him. You would think that he would be in the clear, but that lap car behind him is actively working to sabotage the 10's effort. Going through the final couple of corners. Car number 10, Jake Baskinger, has run an impressive race all day long. Coming down the final stretch, PJ Williams is going to look low. The number 10 is going to come to the line unchallenged. He will win here at Waltham. What an exciting battle up near the front between many different competitors, but in the end, Jake Baskinger will get his first career HARC Pro Series win. The 17 of Denzel Williams will finish second, followed by Nick Pericles. A strong effort today. Richard Kinghart doing a good job for the one-off drivers. Joshua Michaels at the solid top 5. Andreas Allen, who won a heat race here a couple years back, he's going to finish 6th, followed by Matt Engelram. Fred Flintstone last to 8th. Van Evenhoven's going to finish 9th, and James Shelley rounds out the top 10.